Yo! What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today, we are working on trying to train a neural network to help us discover in an automated way when movies are released on DVD. Context is, I have this website that I use. I see an ad for a movie. I see an ad for The Odyssey. I search it in the search bar. Boom. It shows up over here. He gets the information from Wikipedia. Wow, we parse this box to get information like the year that this thing released and the poster and the title, right? And if it's a movie even at all, right? We find this thing on Wikipedia, we add it, it shows up in our movies backlog for things that we might want to watch in the future, right? Did I not click plus? I thought I already had it. I click plus. It should show up over here now. Odyssey here, yeah, and when I watch this thing, I say I watched it and I will give it a rating, right? Maybe I think that the Odyssey is wee, right? Maybe. And something that I want to do here is I don't like going to the theaters, right? I just get itchy and warm and I can't sit for that long and it's uncomfortable. I don't like soft seats. I want to sit on the floor and watch the movie at home and stand up in the middle of it and walk around, right? And so I don't care about the theatrical release date. That means nothing to me, right? But I care when it releases on DVD. Maybe I'm aging myself. I don't know what the kids say nowadays when it releases on Netflix, right? But when it is in a format that I can frickin' watch it. You know what I mean? I want it in my not some guy with a camcorder at the theater. You know what I mean? I want to watch the movie properly. And so this information is available to us on most Wikipedia pages, right? If I go to the Wikipedia page for the best movie of all time, Furious 7, there is a section in here that says home media release date, and it says on July 6, 2015. It was released on DVD and Blu-ray, and September 15th in other countries, right? And so if I want to know, can I watch this thing? The important date for me is September 15th, right? But how can my program get that information is not really clear, right? And so you could use some sort of heuristic here, right? You could walk the title tree of this Wikipedia page and be well, they usually put it in a section called home media, definitely under something called release or something that resembles the word release. Maybe it's released in some articles, but it's probably release home media. And probably if you find a date, maybe you search for some keywords of DVD, Blu-ray, Netflix, Peacock, whatever the fuck, right? Hulu, and you kind of use some sort of adjacency within sentence to find that thing, right? And maybe that would work. My gut says that I will never write a heuristic that I'm happy with, right? And so the thought is if you were to just give this page to a human and say, could you write it down for me? They could do it, right? It's not hard. And if you were going to give this page to an LLM, you would give this page to ChatGPT, it could do it too, right? And probably be correct. My issue with that is that I don't want my program to have to either host a really, really large, expensive, large language model locally that uses my entire GPU just to get dates, right? That's a little silly. And I don't think that my program should rely on ChatGPT either. I think this is a simple problem that can be done with not very much information, right? What does a neural network need to be able to do to figure this out? It needs to be able to relate to context of headers, which we can probably get somehow. And it needs to know what streaming services are and dates and maybe countries, right? The information that it needs is not that much. So my guess is that you can train some form of neural network to do this operation extremely cheaply, right? The heuristics I was talking about, those are very cheap, right? It's just a few a few searches around, and getting a little bit smarter than that doesn't sound like it should be that complex, right? That's kind of the vibe here. I don't really know a lot, but it just kind of feels like it should work, right? I was talking to the idiot and just kind of asking if this thing exists, and he kind of put me onto the idea of named entity recognition. This is a field of research that exists already. And basically, it's the idea that you have some chunk of text and you want to say, hey, this is a person, right? This is a corporation, and this is a point in time. Perfect. That's very close to what I'm looking for. The thing that like we want that's a little bit different is that we want dates classified by media that they relate to, right? We want to know this is a DVD, this is a date for a DVD release, this is a date for a VHS release, this is a date for a release on Netflix, right? All of those things. And so, if you look up a little bit, like how do you do named entity recognition, you will find this guy called BERT. Language model. Wow, that's actually shocking that came up when I searched BERT and not this guy, BERT. And the idea is that it's basically like the first half of a neural network. I get of an LLM, hand wavy. How to explain this? LLM, he kind of does this thing where inputs are a bunch of words. Some words, right? Each word gets like turned into some set of numbers, like, some set of like a lot of numbers, right? Maybe like, I don't know what a typical thing here would be, but like I would guess like maybe like in the realm of like 1,000 numbers, right? Maybe. These numbers then all go through like, they're going to go through this like thing called attention, which basically says like it's a big matrix of numbers, several matrices of numbers, I guess like kind of 3 of them probably, that kind of say like, for each word, let me give me like things about that word that you might be interested in. So like maybe if I see like athlete, I might want to know what sport the athlete is in. So he's gonna say, I want to like construct some query out of this guy that says like, look at all of the other numbers. All of these numbers like mean something, right? And so like, if I know that I am like an athlete, can you find the number or the set of numbers that might represent like what sport that guy plays in, right? You might also have a thing that says like, what things do I know about, right? So like some of these words might say like, I am a sport, right? Like I'm a basketball. That's a word, that's a sport. So if somebody asks about sports and I know I'm a sport, like we can kind of return like we can kind of like extract that information. I think that's actually the K. They say query, key, and value. And then I think value is like, given the combo of these two things, what can I get? I think something like that, hand wavy. And they do some sort of like thing where they create this like n by n matrix, where they kind of like can cross-check every word with every other word, right? So this is like a big expensive operation, but it lets you like gain context about the words around you, right? That's kind of like the base of the LLM. That's called attention, which is like the famous paper that everyone talks about when they start talking about like what unlocked ChatGPT and Transformers and all that. That's kind of like the idea they're talking about. And so the idea is that they kind of have like a block that does that, and then a block that says like, I think they call it multi-layer perceptron is the thing that you'll typically see. And he's basically saying like, now that you've like looked around at all of the other guys, can you like look at yourself and like adjust your weights, right? So like just encode some information. Now that you have this information, can you transform that into some other information and then do this step back to back like 1,000 times in a row, more than that, right? Like just do this like fucking over and over and over again, such that we've encoded like the history of the world in these like billions of floats, right? Like this is kind of like where all of the information lives, and then you kind of like do this translation, you get a thing at the end. At the end, you have like new tokens or new vectors for each word, right? So each word comes out, he goes through this whole process, and like the thing that came in turns into something that comes out that is like it's more information dense, right? It knows about his neighbors, it knows about like the history of the world, and like, he figures out something that then you can say, given all of these tokens, like predict the next word, right? That's kind of like how ChatGPT works. You're gonna have something very similar, is my understanding, with BERT, except they have trained it not to predict the next word, but just to like give us these numbers, and with these numbers you can build an interesting thing on top. And like a thing that you might build is you might say, for each token, tell me if you think it is like the start of a person's name, or the end of a person's name, or the start of an organization's name, or the end of an organization's name. And by training that thing, then you can kind of like run this process on the end where you say like, find me all like pairs of start end tags, and like hopefully they'll represent something interesting. That's my understanding of this whole thing. Let's be clear, all of that could be wrong because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But that's my understanding. So what do we want to do? We want to like take somebody who's like created these like sets of numbers with interesting information in them, and we want to train them to say, this is a DVD release date start, or maybe this is the start of a date, this is the end of a date, and then maybe we want to train like a classifier on top of that that will classify whether or not it's DVD or Blu-ray or something, right? Architecture kind of depends on like, when you see something like this where you say this movie was released on July 6th, 2015 on DVD and Blu-ray, right? This is kind of like a single date that has multi-class information, so there's some things to sort it there. But the guts of the problem is, find me dates, classify medium, maybe location as well seems interesting, right? And so we need to feed a bunch of data into some training process to basically take BERT and make him produce something that we understand. And so my thought is we can use like a real expensive large language model to like read this Wikipedia page, tell us what the dates are, find those dates again, generate some labels, train BERT. Then once we have BERT ready to go to do this thing, then it should be cheap and fast to run him on our specialized task. That's the idea. I have absolutely no idea how far we're going to get on this today. I have no idea if this is going on YouTube or on Patreon, because I don't really know what like training a BERT model looks like. I don't even really know if I fully understand what a BERT model is. So there's like several things to look at here. I've taken some time to like pre-process a bunch of Wikipedia data, right? So like here is what the raw text for Toy Story looks like, right? The idea, like the input to BERT is going to be like a paragraph, right? He doesn't have like I should say, we don't want something that needs the large context that like a language model needs, right? We don't need all that information. We can get away with like a paragraph at a time, but maybe like understanding the headings. There's a lot of like dates that are kind of like in this text that are not really needed, right? Like, for example, this is like, hey, we referenced some URL and we got that URL at this date. And I think that's like confusing signal. So I've like wrote this little program yesterday that basically pre-processes this thing. And what it does is it strips out all of the like Wikipedia specific double squiggly stuff and then splits it into paragraphs split by heading, I think. So like, for example, if we're looking at Toy Story, it has found like maybe, what is this? 90 paragraphs in Toy Story. And in here, one of the paragraphs is under the heading Influence and Legacy to Infinity and Beyond, Buzz Lightyear's line, blah, 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 right? And so the interesting one in here is going to be something that looks like release home media in here. Toy Story was released, blah, blah, blah. And this is kind of like the piece of information that will be interesting. So we're going to feed it something that looks like this, tagged with the dates. Figure that out. We use Xeon on the GPU. I think that we are going to try to do CPU inference of the model when it's finished, because I think that it's cheap enough that it should be able to do that in like a... Talking to the idiot, right? So grain of salt. I was like, order of magnitude, what are we talking? He's like, you should be able to use something like this on like a few milliseconds on CPU. So I think that's fine. We're probably just going to use PyTorch for training. I know that we did our whole neural network training architecture thing with OpenCL at some point. I don't really want to worry about that right now. I'm really more interested in let's just train a thing. You know what I mean? Using like what the real world uses. Okay. So, what are our steps? What is the course of action here? We want to do something like how train BERT? Question mark. That's really the most important piece, right? And then how to extract labels. These are kind of like the two chunks of work that we have to do. And then once we have labels and we know how to train, we can train, right? And I think that how we want to extract labels probably depends on what the inputs of BERT want a little bit, right? Maybe not. But I think this will guide us in some way. So let's try to figure out what is this guy. BERT. Let's also be clear that BERT is like a family of models, I guess. There have been like improvements to this over time. But I think that I want to start at like maybe the original, right? Like the original BERT paper or like, yeah, architecture. Well, I want to like understand. I haven't really read very closely what this was, or what this guy does. So I think that like I kind of want to get a feel for that first. Do they like have their paper somewhere? Initial BERT release. Does this have their paper somewhere? This is this the BERT paper? What? All right. And then does it have a PDF somewhere for me? Okay, let's start by just trying to figure out what the fuck this thing is. So this is from what? We're talking 2019 here. So a while ago, before a lot of the like ChatGPT craze had started. They're talking about it's a conceptually simple and empirically powerful model. Bidirectional encoder represents representations from transformers. Easy. Blah 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 blah. I'm kind of interested in like how the fuck this thing works at a high level. So they're talking about pre-training, blah blah blah. Don't care. There are two existing strategies for applying pre-trained language representations to downstream tasks: feature-based and fine-tuning. Sure. The feature-based approaches. Wait, I thought I was making a meme by saying Bert and Ernie, but I guess if they're making Bert on top of Elmo, they've also thought about this. They're making the same joke, so I'm not original. So task-specific architectures that include pre-trained representations of additional features. Blah blah blah. This isn't really important to me right now. They're saying probably this whole thing kind of sounds like they're saying like we can make something more general, less specific, and then you can like fine-tune the thing after, as I assume where they're going this. I don't know, I didn't really read it. Yeah, we improve the fine-tuning based approaches by proposing BERT. Yes, this is exactly what I thought they were going to say. So they're saying like we'll train like a good fucking base model and then you could throw some extra shit on top, probably. I don't know. Unlike left to right language model pre-training, unlike left to right, the MLM objective enables representation to fuse the left and right context. All right, so they're saying like, hey, because we're not doing fucking text prediction like everyone else, we can use future parts of the text to add context back to like earlier in the text, I guess. Okay, I don't really care that much about that. Like, this is what I want. I want fucking pictures. I want some fucking pictures. So here, it looks like they are saying they take in some shit plus some like idea of that this thing is maybe like a separator or a token or like end of stream or something. Maybe, I don't know what CLS would stand for. And then when you fine tune, you take these things and you throw on a thing at the end that predicts spans. Easy, easy, easy. Okay. Do I care that much about like, is this BERT input representation? The input embeddings are a sum of the token embeddings, the segmentation embeddings, and the position embeddings. Right. What does CLS stand for? That's CLS. Do they explain what this means? CLS is special. Oh, sure. They just put this at the start of everything, just so that I guess it's like a way to trick the model into being able to use the fact that it's at the start of a paragraph. Sure. Makes sense. So you feed it basically tokenized text. And here they're kind of saying like, by the way, we might be like continuations. Like each token does not necessarily like a full word or anything, right? You can like split them like that. Easy. And then they become token embeddings, segment embeddings, and position embeddings all come out, it sounds like. Then they have some examples of other things that they've built on top, right? So Stanford question answering data set, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I don't really feel like I need to read this that much more closely. It sounds like tokenizer. Yeah, it does sound like, right? He's kind of like saying like, you tokenize, you get embeddings out that have, things about where they are, what they are, I guess, and someone else takes this and makes something on top. So if I want like BERT ner example for named entity recognition, I think I like saw something here. This guy is something that I came across when I was looking around earlier. BERT base ner. This guy has made a thing that can turn text into spans. Hold on, where is his GitHub? Was this the one? This one was probably the one. Does he have an example of the output? Not really. Can I just run this? What happens if I just fucking copy paste this and run it? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? User bin env Python 3. Like, what happens if I just run this shit? I'm assuming that it's going to give us some sort of tokenized thing for my name is Wolfgang and I live in Berlin. He's probably going to tell us like, hey, he's going to give us like Berlin as like a place and Wolfgang as a name would be my guess is what this guy's supposed to do. That would be my guess. Yeah, here he's saying, hey, beginning of person's name. Beginning of organization's name, organization. Beginning of location. So it looks like what they've done is they've like trained a thing on the top of this that says for each token, predict if you are outside a thing, inside a thing, or the beginning of a thing. And then you can calculate spans by kind of ripping through that at the end, I guess, and you look for begin, and you continually take that thing while it says inside. So begin marks the start, inside marks the end, I guess. And if you ever see an inside without a begin in front, then you probably ignore it, would be my guess. Yeah. So here, he found beginning of person at index 4, Wolfgang, right? And then he found that this thing starts at 11, ends at 19. Perfect. Same thing here. Okay, so it sounds like if we wanted to train something, how do I say this? If we wanted to train something that found dates that are related to DVD release dates. Sorry, dates related to DVD releases. We would basically tag every token, which we don't really know what a token is yet, but like somewhere in this process we like tokenize text, right? Like, I guess we saw in here, in whatever the fuck this code does, you probably, I mean, there's a lot of things that are hidden by these 3 lines of code, but I assume what's happening is like you can tokenize text with the tokenizer, and then that tokenized text you can feed into this thing, and presumably you can tokenize the text and then tag each token after the fact with a label and use that for training. Yeah, what is a tokenizer? Can I like tokenizer on example? Like what happens if I do this? Like let's just, I'm curious. Example not defined. That's a pretty good point. Shut the fuck up, okay? Don't fucking call me stupid like that. Don't call me ever like stupid like that ever again. Yeah, I mean that doesn't really help us that much, huh? It just gives us a bunch of IDs. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that like there's more information in here. He's just not showing it when we print because maybe it's not that helpful. Okay, yeah. So can we look at like does this repo have like the training script in here? How the fuck did he train this thing? Tokenizer config. That's interesting. Do lower. Okay, interesting. Nothing crazy there. Yeah, this doesn't have like the training process, which is like really the part that I'm interested in. BERT ner train py, right? Like, What does this guy do? We don't really know if this is anyone of value, right? We don't know if this is even correct. But looks like they have some training text that they use. Where does load sentences defined? Is that something that they wrote, or is that from someone else? Load sentences is from loader. Is loader something that they wrote? It is. So they take each chunk of input. Okay. Then they return something that is just it looks kind of like just an array of strings. Right? But then how do they where is the part in here where they actually apply labels to the input? You know what I mean? Like, oh, tag mapping here. I see. So then they attach tags to this thing. Oopsies. Which makes sense, right? So we pre-tag all of our text with whether or not it's in a date. We load the text and then define the mappings, probably in some format that is consumed downstream. Right? Like, I assume that this tag mapping is not on the token level yet. This looks like it's on, like, the text level. And then presumably some part of, like, some, like, normal training loop can, like, consume those labels and turn them into, like, per token things. Maybe we ask the idiot. Let's give a little idiot a question. I want to train a BERT model for NER. I have labeled text. Well, I don't, but we're going to have it. How do I convert that into a set of tags for use? How do I feed that into a training loop? E.g., I have tags representing DVD release date as a span in a segment of text. I want to train, or maybe you say DVD release date and Blu-ray release date. We'll say as a span of segment of text. I want to train something that that extracts dates only if they are one of those two types. Let's see if he says something that, like, lines up with the other reading that we've done, you know? I guess we started on this, like, I think it was, like, around, like, 13 minutes or something. We started on this. Decide on the labeling format. Right, this is similar to what we saw on the other guy, right? There's, like, 0 or O for, like, every token says O if I am not inside a interesting segment. B says I am the first token related to release date, and I means I'm inside that thing. Great. B is Blu-ray, I is inside. Easy. Convert character levels. So he's saying that they have some sort of BERT tokenizer. Okay, but, like, training loop. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. So they are using the Transformers library, which is a thing that I've seen before. He is auto-tokenizing from this thing. He's created a model from this thing, right? So I guess he's like, yeah, he's looking at, like, the BERT base model and saying, like, hey, use the tokenizer that sets up tokens for this thing. And here is my specialized label list. Label to ID says I am a map. For I in L, no, for I, dude, what does this say? Okay, what does this say? That says for IL in enumerate label list. Okay, so label list is this. So here he's creating, I see. He's creating a index map here. So he's saying for the label, if you see the letter O, this is a map of, like, letter O to index 0, and this is a map of index 0 to label O. Okay, so he's just converting these things into numbers. which is sure. Because like the training process doesn't know about words like this. Okay. So I must implement span to token BIO labeling. I don't know what BIO means here. Does he explain what that means? I guess BIO is begin, in, out. I guess. Right? If we were if we were to guess, that's what we would guess. So, assuming that your raw training examples look like text and a list of dicts that look like start and type, sure, we can make something like that. He says I have like a tokenizer and this like label map thing. And so for each character, I attach a label to each character, I guess. And then how does that build a quick lookup of which span a character is in? Sure. So for each span, I append this thing. Where does token here? Offsets. Okay. Car to bio labels says offsets is the offset mapping. Ah, I see. So he runs the tokenizer on this text. This tokenizer is like pre-built for the existing BERT model. And in here, that thing that he tokenized is going to give us information about what he tokenized, right? He's going to give us like mappings of how each part of the input turned into output. And so we then use that information to attach our labels to each token as a number, presumably, right? Instead of like as the text that we used. Yeah, makes sense. And then their labels out are tensors of labels, attention mask, and input IDs. Which I assume like resembles what this tokenizer output was, right? We're probably like converting the tokenizer output into tokenizer output plus a little extra. Right? So he has enc input IDs, enc attention mask, which is this and this. He's lost offsets, but he's gained labels. And then how does the trainer run? The trainer must have some sort of way of automatically extracting that information. So here he is training a thing. Where does he attach our dataset guy? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't seem stitched in anywhere in this example. Unless I have missed it. Train dataset, probably. So probably he just hasn't typed the part where train dataset is an instance of NIR dataset. Probably. Yeah, sounds something along those lines. So it's like we create a dataset abstraction that has a get item interface on him. That get item interface tokenizes the text, creates some inputs or creates some inputs for the form of trainer. Easy peasy. Okay. So I would like to be clear here. I think that this format is wrong, right? Because are you trying to extract dates that are scattered in text? Yes. Specifically dates tagged with the medium for which they correspond to a release of, right? So I want a DVD release date specified as a DVD release date. Okay. So I think that this is wrong because of the fact that in the Furious 7 release thing, he says Furious 7 was released on July 6, 2015 and was released via DVD and Blu-ray, right? Now, if we were to use this format that the idiot just suggested, you could only be one of DVD release date or Blu-ray release date, right? So I think that what we want to do is we would use something similar to this to train like basically like home release date, we would call it, right? Home release date. And then I would want to like staple on a second classifier that works on the output tokens. like the tokenized things from that BERT gives us, and determines from that which classes that it is part of, right? Is this date for Blu-ray? Is it for DVD? Is it for Netflix? Like, I could be all three of those, or I could be just one of them, or I could be none of them, right? And maybe we find this. Is there no NLP lib for this? This has to be AI. I don't know what any of that means. I'm an idiot, right? Keep in mind, I'm an idiot. To me, it seems like this is a good use of AI. It feels like this is like exactly what it's good for, right? Is like correlating different pieces of text that are close by to each other. NLP is natural language processing. Yeah, I mean, my gut says that I'm just not going to be happy with any heuristic I create. But what we could do with this is once we get the information extracted for labeling to train our neural network, which we're going to do, we could try like a classical approach to the same problem and see if it outperforms. Right? We could definitely try that. But I suspect that just throwing a bunch of data at something is going to feel good. That's just my gut. Okay. So based off of what the idiot said here, which we don't trust, but we trust. It seems like what we want is for each chunk of text, basically we need spans of text that represent the date, and labels for which types of media that date corresponds to. So here's the idea. We use a bigger LLM. We feed it the Wikipedia text. We say, "Hey, LLM, could you tell us if there's a fucking date in here? And if there is, tell me what medium it is for." If you're gonna use LLMs for research, I really recommend using a better model than ones you induct AI. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not really too worried, right? How am I saying this? I'm not really using him as like the source of truth. I'm really more using him as just like vibes. You know what I mean? Just give me the vibes for how we do this thing. Because I have a background working in this stuff a little bit, right? I worked at a place that trained a bunch of, like, my job was essentially to build neural network automated neural network training pipelines for specific tasks. So like I kind of like get, I understand what's going on. It's more just like, what's the shape of like this specific thing is like I'm not really sure of, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right. I thought you were going blind to this. Yeah, I'm like blind-ish, but not that blind. You know what I mean? Not that blind. Okay. So what do we need? What do we need? What do we need? I want to ask an LLM. Here is a page of Wikipedia text, maybe a paragraph. Maybe we pre-process it first. Here is a paragraph. Tell me, I guess it's like if there is a DVD release date, a home media release date in the text, what is it? What is the date? We kind of want it like verbatim. Please give it to me verbatim as it is in the text, right? Because like if we ask an LLM to like tell us the date, and he like we don't actually want the date. We want like where in the original text the date is, right? And like I think asking the LLM for offsets is like insane. I think that's insane. So I think that what I want to do is say like give me the exact text that it was, and then I will search the text back for it and find it, and like give me like what medium is this for, e.g. Netflix, I guess we'll say streaming service, DVD, Blu-ray, VHS is kind of like probably around. Is this live or pre-recorded? Shut the fuck up. Do you think I'm smart enough to fucking ship a pre-recorded Twitch stream? And if I did, If I was, why wouldn't I just put it on YouTube? YouTube's like a better medium for that anyways. The idea of putting a pre-recorded stream on Twitch is like stupid. Like, what is it like? It's just like a bad medium for that. YouTube already exists and it gives way more views. Sorry, shut the fuck up wasn't like fuck you. It was like shut the fuck up, like, you know, like casual. We're being friendly with it. Yeah, okay. Uzin, thank you for the tier 1. Much appreciated. 17 months is a long time. It's a long time to be streaming, let alone a long time to be subscribed. Okay, so my understanding is that there is a way to kind of like force structured output from LLMs, right? So if I say like, hey, ChatGPT, bruh, give me a JSON blob. Like you could like ask, you could say like, please God, please give me JSON, pretty please, make sure it's formatted correctly, or I'll crash my car into a school, right? And then you could like just hope to God that it like does the right thing, right? But that's still, no matter how much you threaten to do illegal actions, he won't do it good enough, right? So like the way that the LLMs like generate text is they kind of have like this is again hand wavy, I'm not really sure how true this is, but like they kind of have like a list of like all words, right? And they kind of just like create like a probability distribution over all words, and you kind of like pick one of them, right? So you go like you might have like something that looks like boop, right? You go, oh, it's probably that word next, right? And then it's like maybe you'll have like, you know, a probability distribution that's like maybe like bimodal or something, right? And they'll be like, oh, maybe we pick like one of these words with like some weighting towards randomness, right? Just so that you don't get like this exact same text every time, blah, 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 right? So what you can do is you can just be like, well, I know what valid JSON looks like. And I can go further than that. I know what valid JSON for my task looks like. And you can just be like, all of these things that aren't like open squiggle, just like don't count those. Zero out the probabilities for those guys and only count the probabilities for things that look like valid JSON, right? So like maybe we're allowed the square brackets, we're allowed the squiggles, and we're allowed like the quotes, right? Like depending on where we are in the JSON stream. And so I believe that these like ChatGPT LLM APIs like have the ability to do that, right? Or so I think that I basically need to provide a schema of like the JSON blob that I want to get out of this thing. We give that to the ChatGPT API along with our input, and then it will give us some output, I think. They're not, unfortunately not, they're not restricting how LLM works. Oh, really? I mean, when I say them, this is what I like, when I was Googling, this is my understanding of what I read. Maybe it's wrong. But I believe that, like, how to say this? Like, isn't it not just, like, you just, when you're sampling the distribution at the end, you just only take the tokens that are valid? That was my understanding. Maybe it's wrong. But okay. So, there is, like, a ChatGPT API. I'm too poor for that shit, right? I'm too poor for that shit. I'm not fucking using, and also, like, fuck you, Sam Altman. You don't get to know what I'm working on, right? So instead, I'm going to use a local LLM driven with Llama CPP. This thing I heard about like 10 years ago. Code Cat, thank you for the tier 1. Much appreciated. Stop fucking sending me the upside down smiley face. You're making me mad that we never finished our text renderer. You're making me angry. So Llama CPP, I think they mirror the ChatGPT API in some way, and I think one of the things that you can do on this thing is like the same JSON schema magic. So I think the trick here is we launch right now Llama CPP instance with like a dog shit model. Doesn't have to be a good one. It just has to be like good enough that it can even like output reasonable text a little bit. And then we can kind of like test how to get it to extract formatted JSON in the way that we want, and then like maybe we generate some labels, and then maybe we figure out how to train. Maybe. Uh, they really train network when you receive token structured text. You also need to accept JSON schema and always generate valid JSON. Then API is checking did LM generate. I see. So you're saying instead of it saying, "Hey, I'm going to like ruin this. I'm gonna like fuck up your sampling distribution intentionally." You're saying instead they just keep re-rolling until they get the right answer. Which is funny. I guess those are like kind of similar, but one of them is like way more reliant on the LLM actually being good at its job, and one of them is like way more reliant. Like one of them would just like systematically be correct. Well, how's are you not a good one on GPU? Yeah, on your GPU. Yeah. Okay, so yesterday I wrote a script. This is like that's really quite how do I say this? I wrote this like bash script. It says run shitty Quen, who runs llama server with Quen 3 8B guguf Q4KM. Do I know what that means? It's kind of not really. And I believe this thing generates tokens relatively fast. I think I need to have llama CPP Vulkan because the OpenCL version like doesn't work. Retry until you hit token limit. Well, there is no token limit if we run locally. You know what I mean? So, oops, wrong one. Where did I run this thing? 8082 maybe? Boom. Hey, bud, what's up? There we go. He is responding with, at the very least, semantically correct text. I say, hey, bud, what's up? He says, hey there, not much, just chilling, ready to chat. What's new with you? Smiley face. Let me know if you need anything. I need you to tell me you love me. Okay, we're not gonna see where that goes. I just pretty reasonably quick. There's a token limit for context. Yeah, I think that hopefully with the like pre-split Wikipedia pages into paragraphs, hopefully that's enough. How did those motherfuckers train LLMs before LLMs? Well, the LLMs are trained on like, here is like the world of text, and I will give you like the first 75 words in this chunk of text, and you predict the 76th word. And they just do that like for all text in like the fucking world. They just steal like libraries and libraries and libraries of text. They just steal like the whole world's data, and then they just say, predict the next word, please. So it's actually like, the idea is really not that crazy. Okay. So we have this guy running. What is the like llama CPP API? Let's just kind of start there. Tools server. How the fuck do you use this thing? OpenAI API compatible chat completions. Yeah, I think this is what I was reading about the other day, or like the thing I heard of. Are we going to use an existing library? Are we really biting the bullet and being library programmers? If we're already using libraries for like neural network training, what's another library for making some API requests, you know? Oh, Llama is easier. Yeah, but like I've already heard of Llama CPP and run it before, so yeah, I mean this is pretty straightforward. What if they want like what if I want a little schema in here? You know what I mean? Is that a thing that they support in here? Blah blah blah. Yeah, because I like, here's the thing. I usually say I don't want to use libraries because I want like more control and I want to like understand. But do I really care about understanding the API surface of OpenAI's API? No. No, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck at all. Right? So maybe we just pull in Mr. OpenAI API library from Python. Fuck it. And nowhere in here did I see examples of JSON schema. I did not see that anywhere, but I'm positive that that's a thing that they'll give us. What is this fucking OpenAI Python Llama CPP? Like, oh, I guess he said here. How do I use this thing with this? Is that a thing that we can do? Oh, maybe I have to run a specific thing? can I just look at like what is the like API endpoint? Let's just start there. Yeah, I guess maybe we do need to change this to be server. I don't know. Oh, this is Llama server. I'm a dumbass. I already had that thing running. List is on the right. On the right of something. I was scrolling around a lot. You can look for OpenAI API. Yeah. On the right of what? OpenAI API. Can I just Google this? Explore the API. Hello? Where do you just give me the fucking... Could you give me the fucking API endpoints? API... Oh, docs. There you go. It is so shitty. Classic. Developer quick start. I'm a developer quick start. Wait. The piece I'm missing here is if I use this, like, Python library, don't I need to, like, override the URL somehow? You know what I mean? OpenAI Python Llama CPP example. Or maybe we'll see it. Can you give me an example of how to use OpenAI Python with a self-hosted Llama CPP server, ideally with a JSON schema? Question mark. Let's just see if he like. Let's just see if he knows what to do. Who knows if he's a lying piece of shit? But this looks close. There's a structure library in Python for structured element outputs. It's vendor agnostic. God, this is the problem with libraries. There's just so much stuff. Oh yeah, here we go. Client responses create, and then client OpenAI. API key. I mean, that sounds right. That sounds and looks approximately of the same shape of the other stuff I've seen in docs. So fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Okay. Python 3 and Python 3 packages, OpenAI Python. Fingers crossed. Did you mean OpenCV Python? Fuck you. NixOS package search. OpenAI Python. Python 3 packages. OpenAI. Really? Oh, Python client library. Oh, I see. Of course it's not under Python packages. It's just called OpenAI. Of fucking course. What else would OpenAI mean? Why? Fuck. Alright. Extract labels by from OpenAI import OpenAI. Right? That's what this guy fucking said. Where's this fucking idiot? Here, let's just copy, paste. Sure. Let's just see if this runs. All right. Okay. So he's like, "Yo, dog. Responses create doesn't have response format." It's like, okay, that makes sense. Why would I have trusted the idiot to begin with? But if we comment this out for a second, does the rest work? Like, does this do a thing? Connection refused. Probably because I need, this is 8082 is where this thing lives, not 8080. Okay. That sounds like something is happening. Then he tried to JSON decode, and it wasn't JSON because I removed that part. That's a pretty good point. But let's let it run again. So this is taking some time, right? But it does seem like he's doing something. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, here is an example of I don't know why. It's funny that the text we're giving him is like, what, it's input is tomorrow in Seattle it might reach 18 degrees Celsius. And he spends all this time thinking, he's like, well, Seattle's climate is typically mild with an average temperature, blah, 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 blah. In summary, 18 degrees is reasonable. Yeah, sure. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Okay. So now all we need to do is figure out, like, whether or not there's something that resembles this response format thing in the actual API. Client response, open AI client JSON schema. Does that have a thing that exists? Structured model outputs. Thank you. Where is the part where he does the structured output? This is called getting a structured response? Am I fucking crazy? Oh, text format is calendar. Oh! Oh, fun! They use Python types. From Pydantic. They're using wrappers. Yeah, I see. Fucking, can I do it easier? When using a JSON schema. Yeah, I want JSON schema. Hit me with the JSON schema, bitch. Is that in here anywhere? JSON schema. Is that really? Oh, here. Type text enabling. Response format. Type JSON schema. That does look a lot like what they said to do, right? Text format. Maybe it's like this now, maybe? Invalid oh. All right, can we look at OpenAI Python lib? Where are examples? Examples. Hit me with a schema. Response format? Is this the right API? Chat completions parse. Oh, where we were using chat responses create. What is but this is completions. I don't really want completions. We'll try was it responses format or response format? Response singular. Yeah, he doesn't like that. Okay, we need to look at actual API docs. How the fuck do we find those? Documentation. Full API can be found here. All right. So what responses? Dude. Create. Params. Can I click on this? Here we go. Here we go. Params. Input instructions, metadata, model, blah, blah, blah. Reasoning, safety, service. Can I just look for format? It's not in here. I guess fuck me. Fuck me, I guess. Dude, everything's so hard. Everything's so hard. Let's ask the idiot one more time. Not this idiot. Where was the idiot we were talking to? This one. Supposedly, response format is not a valid key for this guy. Let's just see if he has a better idea for me, you know? And all of that, we assume that Llama CPP is OpenAPI API compatible, and multiple times I've seen this not. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Use the chat completions endpoint. Oh, that is what the other thing said. All right. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Fuck it, we ball. Again, we just do not care. Right, we did forget that we need to change this to be 8082. Oh, promising. 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 Slow as fuck, but there we go, baby. There we frickin' go. That is some structured fucking JSON output, baby. As running code to replace itself, so true. Okay, so we need to define a schema. What is our schema? We want something that looks like, it's probably like an array, I guess, of, uh, an array of objects. Each object is going to have maybe a date start. Maybe, yeah, start? No. We want the verbatim text, is what we said. Date. So this is a string. Right? And then we are going to have a type, which is one of DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, streaming. Right? We want it to be one of these, probably. You burned 2 trees for that JSON, but all good? No, it's all local. It's all local. No trees burnt. Unless you're counting the burning of the trees to train the model. But, like, that was already done. You know, it's not my fault. Not my fault they did it. Is there, like, okay, we need, like, JSON schema generator. How do I fucking make one of these? How do I fucking make one of these? That's too much. I want something online where I can type in some JSON and give me a fucking schema. Or give me a schema. Okay. Is this looks like JSON, and then this looks like they're gonna give us schema at the end, right? So in here, date, July 1, 2026, maybe, and then the type is you know, hello. That looks like something that resembles a schema. Sure. Required date type, properties date type, and then how do I make an enum? JSON schema enum. Color enum, easy. So this is gonna be type. Properties, color, enum. Properties, type, and then this is just gonna say enum, and I give the options of DVD, blue. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Fuck me. No, I'm not. This is the right thing. Never mind. DVD, Blu-ray. What was the other ones? Streaming and VHS. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so then let's try giving it a paragraph of shit. So we have our pre-processed text somewhere. And let's look for one of the ones that looks like it says release home media. Toy Story 2 was available for the first time. On Blu-ray disc and special edition. Yeah, this is the one. Toy Story 2 32. Toy Story 2 32. Yoink path, please. Paste. Perfect. Perfect. Fuck this JSON schema. And here we're gonna say, user text is, can I like attach like a file here? Or do I paste the content of the file as part of my user string? Who knows? Who knows? We'll ask the idiot again, right? I'm not above it. I'm not above it. If I want to paste in a file as context for a query, does that go under a separate like message in the messages array? Or do I just concat with user text? I assume just concat with user text. Oh, I see. You can just throw another one on there. or I can like, yeah, they're like literally do whatever the fuck you want. Sure, whatever. I think it's probably easier for me to do like this. So let's do F is open this shit. Open this shit. And then read that shit. And then we say, content here, and then we say, in the following text, please extract, please tell us, if there is a release, this is gonna be tricky to word correctly. In the following text, extract any dates that represent home media, or that represent home media releases. Sure. Please give the date. Please give the date verbatim. In the form, please give the date verbatim as it was in the input. Good idea to surround file content in XML tags so LM will be where the text ends. That's so funny. That's so funny. File start, like, you're saying, like, do this shit? Dude, fucking LLMs are so fucking stupid. I guess it would be file, not file start. File, like this. Fuck, that's so funny. I mean, it makes sense. It's so fucking funny. I'm into it. Please classify. Ooh. We actually want the schema to be a array of this enum. You know what I mean? So how do I do JSON schema array? And then we should actually validate our JSON schema too, because there's like a good chance we got it wrong. How do I specify the like valid type of this thing? You know what I mean? JSON schema array of enum. Like, is that a thing I can do? Type array items type string enum no. This is the question. Someone give me the answer. This is what I want. Type array items. There we go. Okay, perfect. And then item enum is this, according to that guy. Can we we need to validate JSON schema online. So, this is the schema here, and then I want something like, does this match, sir? Please let me know. So if I'm like an array of item that says date July 6, 2024, and then like type is DVD Blu-ray, right? That's what we're looking for here, ish. Like, does that validate? No schema with the key or ref. Okay, fuck off. Validate. That matches. And then if I put in here something that's not one of those things, ASDF, he's gonna be like, yo, no good. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Fuck it, we ball. Return output that matches the return output that matches the given JSON schema. In the following text, extract any dates that represent home media releases. Please give the date verbatim as it was in the input. Please classify. Please give back. Please classify which medium was released. Which mediums were released on this date. And then we should also say, like, any date that is not specifically related to, any date that is not specifically related to one of the allowed mediums is assumed to be a theatrical release. Right? I think that makes sense. Because like some of the stuff will not have, it'll just say a date, and we don't want it to be like, oh, that's a DVD. And then in here we should allow theatrical. Good idea is to ask the provide date in exact format. I asked you to give the date verbatim as it was in the input, because I think that we're going to try to search that string back in the original. You know what I mean? All right, let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. Unique items true. True is not defined. That's a good point. True. All right, let's see if this like does anything sane. Okay, so he says March 23, 2010. Ooh, mediums, Blu-ray. Oh, wait, that's actually kind of fucking sick. Then on November 1, 2011, were re-released as DVD, Blu-ray 3D. Whoa. This is not following the schema. Right? This is just not following the fucking schema. Fuck me up the ass. What the fuck? What the fuck is the point of providing the schema then? What's the fucking point? What's the fucking point? Am I fucking stupid? Am I fucking stupid? Did I define the schema twice? No. Wow. I love AI. Yes, still MML LLM hallucinations. But like, isn't the whole point that this thing like forces the correct output? I mean, I guess you said no earlier, but like, surely it's possible, right? Can we ask the idiot again? Is there a way to force? Is that a dog or a sheep? A little bit of both. she's got to be sheared soon. Is there a way to like? It is not forced. It has to be polite. Fuck. I mean, that just like kind of ruins everything. I mean, which is fun because this is close. I mean, I guess there's like a few things here, right? One is that we're using a dog shit model. So maybe with a better one it would work. But is there not some way to like llama CPP force JSON schema? Like, what an insane way for people to interact with the world. Also, API is probably just passing JSON schema without validation. Oh, so like maybe we need to pass the schema as like text. Better model will generate better result. But like, it's insane that we can't force it. Right? This is what I was hearing at some point. Like, you can, because you can just fucking force it. Like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I guess this is more for, I guess like without thinking, maybe it's a problem. Or maybe I can, it was already doing it. But like, how do I say this? Like, it's not. Like, there's a world where like at the lowest level you can just actually fucking force it. Maybe it's the subset, right? Like they're kind of saying like, if you use this API for the chat completions endpoint, pass inside the response format body field, you can do this thing. And then theoretically he is doing it, but maybe he doesn't convert the whole thing properly. Maybe he doesn't know like the array enum thing, right? Like maybe he doesn't know how to do the items field here. Or maybe the type has to be enum here. Well, this JSON schema we already did check that it validates correctly. Maybe we look at what llama CPP is like fucking doing here. Because maybe, like, if we didn't specify this, I want to know exactly what is being sent, by the way. And maybe there are logs here that will tell us if it knows what to do. Yeah, not really, huh? Nothing here is really saying anything that interesting. let's, yeah, I want to know, I want to see exactly what is being sent here. Let's ask the idiot, can I get the OpenAI API to log exactly what request is being sent? You use shit model and generate shit. I like understand that, but like in my mind, it seems like there should be a way to force it to not generate shit. Not sorry, like I would be okay if it matched the structure of the thing that I wanted it to generate, but was wrong. But the fact that it's not matching the structure at all bothers me, and I feel like that should be possible to not have happen. Right? That's what's bothering me. Which is like who maybe I'm being an idiot for thinking that. You know what I mean? Um, enable debug. Is this really? All right. This API is not doing validation. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Sending HTTP request post. Yeah, okay, I see. So he is sending the JSON schema. I wonder, like, I'm just curious. What happens if I do this. How do I do, like, big string in this language? Like this? Just curious. You pointed a proxy? Yeah. If I want to just log shit, yeah, you're right, I could. I could. Yeah, I see. Yeah. I assume. Okay, well, let's also try. Like, if I just tell it to do something completely different, like, is at least like trying to respect a little bit date of thing, right? Like, if I just change the keys that it's expecting to see, what happens? You know what I mean? It is shit model. I understand. I understand that. That's not like, you're saying the same thing, and I understand that you think that like what I'm spending my time looking at is a waste of my time. Like, I get that. But I want to understand what is even being attempted here. You know what I mean? Like, the idea that we're saying, model, here is a JSON schema, just pretty please follow it. It just seems insane to me. It seems insane. Especially when in the Llama CPP docs, they talk about the idea of it being forced. Right? I feel like I'm missing some option or something. Because otherwise, like, I don't really want to deal with, like, just fucking text being generated and randomly happening to match the thing that I asked to match. You know what I mean? So I want to read this a little more closely. A little bit more closely. GBNF is a format for defining formal grammar. Seems like you don't want to deal with an LLM. Yeah, I mean, I don't really. I fucking hate these things. To constrain model outputs and allow for CPU. You can use it to force the model to generate valid JSON. Like, this is what I was expecting. Or to speak in only emojis. GBNF grammars are supported in various ways in Tools CLI, Tools Completion, Tools Server. Right? So it works, but it works in that way. But like, I understand that that's what you're saying, but I'm also saying that this is saying that it works the way that I expect, right? Like, the Llama CPP docs are saying that there is a way to constrain model outputs, right? And so, like, obviously we're not hitting that path, which maybe it's because like we can't, maybe, but like I want to understand how we, like, why not? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? In Llama server, for any completion endpoints passed as the JSON schema body field, for the chat completions endpoint. Oh, so you can do for any completion endpoints, pass inside the response format body field. E.g., type is JSON object, schema is this. Or type JSON schema, JSON schema. What did we type? We said type JSON schema. So he's also saying that you could do like JSON object. and schema. SCHEEMA. He's saying that's an option. Let's just see if that looks similar. And then I guess maybe we could also try passing it as part of the CLI. Oh, here we go. Wait, this looks more promising, right? This is more what I expected. This is perfect. This is perfect, right? Dog shit model produces dog shit output, but the dog shit output it's producing is type DVD, Blu-ray, 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 DVD, 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 DVD. At least like it's like within the constraints of what I wanted. You know what I mean? It's like an insane version of that thing, but at least is the thing. Date of thing. Yeah, that's what I typed in the schema. So I think that I was just using the wrong format here. Perfect. So this is date, and this we'll call this medium, I think. And I wonder if we can like enforce uniqueness here, right, to prevent it from spamming DVD. Maybe we can always just like deduplicate later as well. But can we in JSON schema array of enum force unique? Is that a thing that we can do? This is like, that's the idiot. Can I make a JSON schema that enforces that an array of enums only has one of each? Set instead of list? Maybe, yeah. Unique items true. Perfect. That goes under array. True. All right, let's see. Let's see. Does it produce something somewhat valid? It is better. Does it write Blu-ray? These don't look unique, by the way. But maybe it's because the unique constraint isn't enforced. But we are like just nicely requesting that he does it, and by adding that to the JSON schema, the model's like, okay, you got me. But like, you know, it's not actually enforced. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, I mean, you could do something here where it's like object, and then the properties are these guys. It's like guiding a toddler. Yeah. I think that if we make it an object, then it physically cannot have the same key twice, and it will probably be constrained a little better, right? So we can have in here like required of all of the above, right? And then we'll just make it so that each of these guys has a like true, you know, it's like property true or false instead. Fuck you, LLM. So fucking stupid. DVD. Is there like type Boolean? Boolean, like probably something like this, right? DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, streaming, theatrical. And then we should probably quickly just like make sure that this is still valid, right? This is the future of programming. Hell yeah, dude. The fucking future. JSON schema validation online. Let's just fucking... Don't forget to update the required items. Yeah, good point. This is true, and this is, you're right, this was medium? Was it? And then here we're like, does, in an array of elements, we have date, May 6, 2024, and then we have like medium is an object, and in the object we have DVD, true, Blu-ray, true, streaming, false, VHS, false, theatrical, false, theatrical, false. like this. Does that parse? He's probably mad because somewhere I have an extra comma that you're not allowed to have trailing commas in this language. Line 21, yeah, fuck you, trailing commas. Line 21, column 11, trailing commas. 25, trailing commas, kill me. Fuck this garbage ass fucking language. Media must have theatrical. Alright, yeah, okay, that seems about right. Copy paste this back. Copy paste it back. And then, oopsies. There we go. There we go. Wait, no? That, oh yeah. Okay, sorry, brain. Redo, this is good, delete this, come back up, uppercase the true. And then we should be good. Are we fucking there? Are we fucking there? Okay. So here we're like, on March 23, 2010, we got Blu-ray and only Blu-ray. On November 1, 2011, we got DVD and Blu-ray, but everything else false. And then 2019, we got Blu-ray and no DVD. Okay. Cool. I think that's wrong, but the format of the data is right? Because, that's funny. So, I mean, I think that is actually semantically, that is correct based off what is in this paragraph, which is funny, right? Toy Story 2 is available on Blu-ray on March 23rd, 2010. Then on November 1, he was re-released as DVD, Blu-ray. So this DVD, Blu-ray, not on any of these. And then on Blu-ray again on 24. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Maybe the dog shit model is good enough, baby. Maybe it's good enough. Okay. What model are you using? It's Qwen 3 billion quantized for maybe 4-bit floats, maybe 4-bit ints. I can't fucking remember. There we go. Okay. Sick. Okay, let's go back to this script and turn off the logging. Fuck that shit. And this is slow as shit, right? Which is expected. This is expected. But that is fine. This is the whole purpose of this whole thing. Is it's not that bad. But it is that bad to me. You know what I mean? This is like several, what is it, like 10 seconds? And it's like, it should be fine if this work. Yeah. I think that it's fine for like label pre-processing, but it is like somewhat proof to me that like I would like something that goes faster. That can barely fit on my laptop. I don't think that's dog shit. Well, your laptop's dog shit. Everyone's laptop is dog shit. You know what I mean? You could use some 2 billion. Yeah, we could always try stuff. Okay. But I think that I'm willing on this stage of the thing. How do I say this? I want to do one. I'm probably going to upgrade the model actually to do this for like the real pass because I want to be like pretty damn sure that the output is correct. You know what I mean? And then once we have correct, we can like try whatever speed ups we want to do on whatever. Perfect. Okay. So we have this. Now we need to convert this into spans in the original text. So the actual loop is going to look like generate, like, I guess we can still use extract labels. So this is going to be everything we've done so far is like get like LLM tag, LLM tag. It's not like tag. LLM extract dates maybe? And we will give him an input. File name maybe is what we give him here. All of this stuff. I guess maybe the JSON schema is consistent for all usages. So that's can go like this. Then opening the file is now file name here, this stuff is all in line like this. And then we return response. Is response, I guess it's this, right? Like this. Boom. Success. Success. We've done so our first LLM coding, guys. We're modern programmers. Look at this. Instead of fucking processing text ourselves, we write in the following text extract any dates that represent home media releases. We're fucking geniuses. Python developers will hate the camel case. Oh, fuck you. I've been writing some Zig. I can't stop myself. Okay. So then we want, I guess actually maybe it makes more sense for this to have the file content here, because we're going to want to, like, in the next stage be like LLM extract label or something, right? Labels. And this is going to be the file name. We are going to use this to call LLM extract dates with the file content. And then we're going to go like, you know, extracted maybe is this. We're going to say like for each guy, for what is the format of this thing? It's like I mean, we have the schema. It's an array. So for extracted, for, how do you fucking write this language? For item in extracted print item. Can we temporarily like mock this? Like just that, you know, we don't have to do this over and over and over and over again. Mock. Right, we have this shit written down. Let's just use that. I mean, what did I fucking copy that with? Nothing? Okay, fuck me, I guess. Copy, paste. Perfect. And so for each of this thing, what am I doing? For item in thing, I am then looking at item date. And I am trying to find this in the input search string. Python 3 index of text in text. Index, sure, perfect. Index, boom. And then what happens? What does this return? Does it exception? Otherwise, there's a special case of it in hell for people who use camel case in Python. You can't stop me. Raise an exception, sure. So it's like, I guess maybe anytime that fails, it's like concerning. So probably we just let the exception bubble up. Sure. Like, I think I'd rather fail the entire chunk of text and not include it in training than I would not label it and include it, right? Because that's just going to confuse the training process. If there are dates that should match the format that it can't figure out. So I think it's better if we just crash in that case when we're generating labels, or like maybe stash those chunks for like reprocessing later or something. You know what I mean? So this is start. Great. This is end is going to be, I guess we don't even need end, right? Well, oh yeah, we do want end. So end is going to be start plus len item date. Beautiful. And then we are then, our thing is going to be like label is, you know, date start. How do you fucking write this language? It's like this, right? I think. Date end. And then types. Mediums is item medium. Easy. Maybe we should just keep it on medium. Just keep the name consistent. And then print label. I guess we should call this function. I guess we should call the function. LLM extract labels. And then maybe we return label here, and then we print up here. No, we don't. Whoa. I guess this is labels, is an array. Here we go labels, append label or something, and we return labels, plural here. There we go, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. What's he mad about? Another bracket somewhere. F content, W content. F content is not defined. Yeah, true. I guess that's a good point. I guess we do still actually need to open file. Alright. 0 positional arguments, but one was taken. Yeah, sure. Fuck you. I guess we need to do, with... How are you supposed to do this? With open file name as F so that it actually closes. You can do like this. Date start is not defined. Okay, fine. Bitch, we'll put some quotes. Like a good boy. Alright. Concerning. Why is date start and date end the same? What the fuck? Hello? Am I an idiot at programming? Item date is a string, right? Why is len not giving me the length of the string? Hello? Am I just fucking high to my fucking mind? Those look like correct numbers. So here, why is the date 0? Start. Yeah, that would do it. I'm a fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. Perfect. Guys, we did it. We did it. So I guess, what do we do here? We want to, like, rip this over all of our samples, and we can just, like, run that in the background and just, like, crush our GPU for a bit while we work on trying to load them. So what? Like, for... what do you do? Like, from pathlib, import path, if I remember correctly, and then you can do, like, we can say, like, sampledir, smapple, sampledir. Yeah, sampledir is path processed. Where am I? ls pre-processed. Pre-processed. And then I think it's like for x in sampledir, for iterdir maybe, for path in this, I guess, we call lm extract labels path. And then maybe we should stir this thing because I don't really know. No, it's only using open, so it should be fine. And then we have the like labels, and then we write these somewhere. So I think that we just say like path JSON, right? And we just say write that shit with open this in write mode. F write labels? Is this how you fucking use this language? I don't fucking know, man. I don't fucking know. Got any tips for getting up to speed quickly in Java? I've never really written Java, to be honest. But my advice for getting up to speed in any language would be to just kind of start typing, you know? Like, write something. But, you know, I'm not the person to ask. I guess we should do a little try this, except exception as E, I think, in this language. And we say print failed to handle process something. How do you do this in this language? You just write the fucking path here, and then you put in an F string, and then you go like this. Return. Or continue? Continue. There we go. No semicolon. Okay. Well, you can't fucking add things either? Fuck you. Turn it to a string then, bitch. Write labels. Write argument must be a str, not a list. JSON stringify. Maybe? Nope. What is it? JSON stringify Python. What's the fucking name? dumps. He doesn't like a lot of these. I'd be interested to know why. Can we print here? Maybe extracted is item, or yeah, I guess that just means that the content's not found, right? Can we just print, I would like to do like try here maybe, exception as E, and then here say like, oh, I'm an idiot. We're not using the real, we're not running the LLM. That would fucking do it, right? But I guess, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. He's just searching like the one date in the one thing over and over and over again. That's pretty funny. Still mocking. Yeah. You guys are still mocking me too. All right. I guess we'll just kind of hope that works. It is looking promising here so far, which is good. The 3 files that we have. Oh, uh-oh. Toy Story 5. I want to kind of like inspect some of the ones that it's failing on. So here it's like it thinks that there's a date in here, I guess. That's funny. Can we yeah, let's you know what I want to do is I want to write down the failed output, or at least like save the output from the LLM so that we don't have to do the same shit every time. You know what I mean? So can we say with open stir file name plus LM. Sorry, not double plus. It's JSON in here. Write mode as F write extracted. Because then we can like inspect the thing that is failing a little bit more intentionally. You know what I mean? You know? Which I think is going to be interesting for us. All right. Failed to process. Perfect. He failed 42. There's no text in there. I guess I'm just probably not writing this thing out at all, huh? The fuck? I think I just like heavy fucked up here because I didn't stringify the extracted. So probably now the writing itself is failing. And then he's getting mad, and so everything is falling over. That's funny. What is it? JSON.dumps? Dumps me some shit, please, sir. It's funny. I like the Erkernsten response to like, well, I have a problem with the Java build system, so maybe you could look at those as your first thing. Just quickly, just fix the problem I've been having. Thank you very much. Oh, then we have to filter out. We can't put the outputs in the same fucking spots, you fucking idiot, because it's going to use those as inputs for the next run. You fucking dumb idiot piece of shit. That's so funny. Get these out of here, and these are gonna go in a different directory, I guess. Oh, plus let's just filter out anything that ends in JSON, maybe is the easiest thing to do for now. If path, how do you fucking pathlib Python 3? What are you doing currently? We're using a language model to extract labels to train another language model later. So we're trying to get the dates of releases of different mediums of like DVD, Blu-ray, streamers, etc., etc. from Wikipedia articles. Sounds easy. Easy peasy. Yeah. It's actually not been so bad so far. We haven't got to any of the like neural network training part, but label extraction seems to be not too bad. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for like extension. Suffix. If path suffix equals JSON, is it with the dot or not the dot? With the dot. Continue. Oh, and then that's not how this language works. It doesn't look like this. It looks like this in this language. You are preparing datasets. I am preparing datasets. True dat. All right, let's see what we get here. Perfect. I'm not liking the look of this thing saying 2023, by the way, on Across the Spider-Verse 48. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's looking at box office. Oh, but maybe he's tagging that as theatrical, which is fine. Yeah, he is perfect. Wait, no, that's actually good because what we're going to do is we're going to ignore any element that is a theatrical release. Like we have to. In fact, we need to say that if we ever see theatrical true and everything else false, we don't count it. But this was intentional because I was worried about the LLM like getting confused about dates. So it spitting out only theatrical here is actually like that's good. That's what we want. That is what we want. We forgot to add make no mistakes. Yeah, sorry. And like if you don't get the answer right, I'll drive with my fucking car into a bus full of children or something, right? That's how you gotta. Okay, there are some failures to process. So what's going on with Toy Story 32? Toy Story 32 here. There's just no dates in here, right? Am I fucking out of my fucking mind? Fucking idiot. He's just writing 2019-06-19? That's so funny. Dude, fucking LLMs. But I mean, this is kind of expected too, right? This is that we're using a not good model. So I guess, it just making stuff up is not really that surprising. Okay, can we I mean, I guess that's not insane, right? I guess that's not insane. I guess we need to say that our date is nullable, right? Our schema needs to say nullable date, or else it's going to the LLM's going to try to pull some shit, right? It's gonna try to pull some shit. That makes sense. Like, what was I expecting? What was I expecting, you dumb piece of shit? JSON schema nullable string. Like, is that allowed? Is it fucking allowed, you fucking asshole? Alright. The fuck was I expecting? Okay. In the following text, extract any dates that represent homing releases. Please give the date verbatim as it was not in if verbatim as it wasn't input. Please classify which memes were released on this date. Any date that is not specifically related to one of the memes is assumed to be theatrical. If there is no date found, please set all mediums to false and the date to null. I think the scheme hasn't been length of one. Oh yeah, that's true. What do I do here then? Do I just take this away? I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Fucking LLMs. This is programming, man. Now we're fucking cooking with gas. Spider-Verse 48 is mad. Oh, because now we're trying to search for null. Okay. Hey, dumb fuck. You can't say that you found theatrical release and that the date is null. I guess here we should say, if there is no date found, please set all mediums to false and the date to null. This is, I guess I kind of, okay, in the following text, extract any dates that represent home media releases. This is confusing, right? Because here we're asking it only for home media releases, but we are also asking it for theatrical releases later on. So please extract any, I guess it's like any movie release dates, including home media. I guess that is like a kind of a more reasonable thing to ask it, because I would be confused too if like that statement was kind of a. I kind of did ask it to set it to null if it was never released on DVD. The top array still has minimum items 1. Oh, that's a good point too. Min item 0, baby. Describe purpose of field. Yeah, I guess that's not a terrible idea. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how he goes. Failed to pre-process again. Oh, because now our pre-processing script, it's like reasonable if it is null, right? So here we need to say if item date is equal to null, is null none in this language, I think. Continue. That's not a failure anymore. That's totally legal. That is totally legal in this language or in this schema. Guys, we're AI programmers. This is so cool. Look at us fucking go. And then I guess I also want to print at each iteration. Looking at this. Yeah, with an F string in this language, right? Right? Surely. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Future of humanity. Let's fucking go, baby. Left is right, right is left. Pharaoh is an AI researcher. All right. That's good. So, why is he not writing out the label files? Oh, here he is. Perfect. So 48 JSON. Ah, I see. I'm getting confused about where the start is. Okay, so this guy is like, there were no release dates, no release dates. Perfect. No release dates, no release dates. No release dates, no release dates. Everyone's no release dates. Except for 42, he had June 9th in there. So 42, he had a theatrical release on June 9. And then in reality, for the labels that we're generating for consumption by the tokenizer, like, do we want theatrical? I wonder what's easier for the model, right? Is it easier for it to detect all dates, all release dates, and then filter out theatrical releases at the end? Or is it more reasonable for it to just like not even try to predict text spans for theatrical releases, right? I'm not entirely sure, right? Because like all of the tokens for in date, it's like kind of nicer for them if the information is like consistent. You know what I mean? Like there's less need for external context if you allow it to predict theatrical releases and filter them out at the end. So I think I like that. I think I'm actually happy to include theatrical release dates in this data. I think I'm fine with it. I just started my computer courses for my major courses for computer science in college. Joined up to watch someone code, and now I'm more confused than I was before I joined the stream. Don't worry, this is an abnormal stream for us as well, and also what we're doing is like very like, this is very I don't really know what we're doing either, right? We have a picture of Bert and Ernie on the screen. Like, what the fuck is going on, right? What are you training? We are trying to create a BERT Nerny model that will in a like we're talking maybe like a couple milliseconds is the goal, predict whether a paragraph of Wikipedia text tells us if a movie was released on a certain day on a certain medium. That is kind of the goal here. And so because we don't want to go through every movie that has ever been released and say, oh, Furious 7 was released on July 6, 2015 on DVD and Blu-ray. Like, I don't want to, as a human, have to create this label. We are generating the labels for the training process with an already existing LLM. That's kind of what we're doing. So we've never really done this like LLM programming before. I know lots. This is like the new wave. Everybody does this shit all the time. I've never done it. So we have just learned how to force Llama CPP to generate valid JSON in the schema that we proposed, so that we can use that schema to generate tags for spans of text for whether or not they are in a date for a specific type of release, and then we will use those tags to train something else. Force in quotes. No, but the force is working now. Right? I think it's not force in quotes. I think it's like force for real. Right? I think that when we changed one of those APIs, it just started like working the way I expected. OpenAI and Throw better prepared for some competition. Yeah, I think that they'll be fine. Well, I shouldn't say they'll be fine. They're at no risk of me causing any problems for them. This is actually really promising, by the way. We are seeing like no failures in here now. This is all kind of just working, which is good. That's quite promising. Okay, so how the fuck do we train one of these things? So I guess we kind of like, I think label extraction is looking kind of good. And let's try to like just set up a training loop, right? Just like some training loop, right? Let's just try to do something. Because we have these pre-processed samples now. So I guess we have any file that ends in... we've kind of like botched this a little bit. I guess we look for any file that does not have an extension, and then we get the labels by appending a .json to them or something. Okay. Somewhere we already talked to an idiot asking him how to use this fucking training framework, right? So here the training format here was tag each token that comes out of the neural network with a tag of whether it's outside any thing of interest or the beginning of a thing of interest or inside a thing of interest, right? I think we have kind of decided that we want just in release date or nothing else. Those are like the two things we care about. And I want to tack on an extra classifier on top of this thing, right? So I know how to do that if I like have the fucking like node in the PyTorch graph to do that, but like this is using some sort of like make your life easy wrapper API, which is like fucking annoying, because now I don't know what to do. So I'm like, if I want to tack on a multi-class classifier on top of the token outputs, e.g. what is this thing called? The label list. Label list has O, B release, or like B date, and then I date, right? Those are like the three things. And the external classifier chooses what classes, like signals which mediums, plural, are supported. How do I do that in this framework? Yep, this is what I want. Head 1, token classification. Head 2, multi-class sequence tokenization. Great, that's what I want. So how does he do that? So he's subclassing... I see. So he has like an NN model or module, which has the BERT module inside. When we do our forward pass, we run the BERT model, and then we take his outputs and put them through our two components, right? So one of them is the part that trains the classification of whether or not we're in a label or not, and then the other one is which type it is. Okay, yeah, that's not bad at all. And then we're missing like we need to like figure out how to like do it. We need to like throw a softmax on the end of these things probably. Probably. Uh then how do I like hook this up to the rest of everything else? Cuz I assume that like the Transformers thing, like when you run the training loop, I guess we just need to. I guess our data set labels just have to match the format of the output of the model. Would be my guess. That would be my guess. You're not using your own NL library. What the heck is this browser? Yeah, sorry. I know. I know. I know. I did consider it because we have our own neural network library, right? Don't get me wrong. We did do this. We wrote a neural network training framework that used OpenCL to do all the work. But I'm like, I don't really like how to say this. The interesting part is like already done by us. You know what I mean? And it's not worth the extra effort to do it ourselves again, right? It would just be like work for the sake of work, which I don't think is valuable. You know what I mean? Like because of the fact that we've already done it. I think that if this was the first time we were doing it, we actually would do it by ourselves. But because it's not, then it's like okay, we can use like we can use what people actually use because I don't want to fucking deal with this shit. Okay, sure. I mean, this seems doable. This seems doable. So I think we just need to make sure. We just need to make sure that the model type is correct. I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, so we just inherit NN module. We inherit an NN module. Neural network module, please. I don't know. What is like train? What's in TrainPy? This is just a test of me using my GPU. Train 2. Hi, perfect. And in here we have our class. What is this? This is like my model, which is a NN module, I think, which comes from like Torch NN or something. This is just like a way to say like hand wavy. This is like a PyTorch GPU execution thing. This is like part of the execution graph, and this thing does all of the tracking for like back propagating derivatives and stuff for loss and stuff, and like it knows how to like turn this thing into like a node in the computation graph so that it can do export in for other execution formats and all that. It's just like the way for you to say I'm doing a thing that's like kind of part of the execution model, please. So he's saying, yo dog, let's do an initializer on here. I'm going to create this model, which is not how he did it before. He did it, thinking. I think that we just want to pass in the source model here actually is better than loading it by name. That is better, but I don't know where we lost. We have tokenizer from pre-trained over here. What about like model from pre-trained? How do I like get BERT in this bad boy? You know what I mean? I guess he's showing me how to do that here. BERT model from pre-trained. But like, is there really any guarantee that that's the right thing? Yeah, I'm not convinced. Can we do Transformers BERT? Example. BERT. So here we can ask for a pipeline, but I'm assuming a pipeline isn't a model? Model is BERT model here. This is like more like what I'm looking for, right? Which is what this guy said. Okay, perfect. And can we just kind of slap this guy in here? BERT is BERT model from pre-trained, and then we shove this shit in here. Let's just kind of see what running this even looks like. You know what I mean? Are you fine-tuning? I think so. I don't really know what that means, but I think yes. What is BERT again? It's like it's like an LLM, but it looks forward as well. It's like it was trained on um give me like encoded vectors for each token that I was trained on predicting holes in text. So you have like a paragraph of text, and then you take out a word in the middle, and you predict that thing to kind of nudge the weights, and then at the end you get your like embeddings, right? And then you can build whatever you want on top of those things, but it's not like limited to next token prediction as an LLM would be, is my understanding. But I kind of like made that up. You know what I mean? So don't trust me. Um, okay. Hey Bert, this is Bert. And I would like to run him. So I think that I want like how do I surely this like BERT model guy has like parameters that I can say put him on the GPU, right? And like and I don't know whatever other things that we might want to say. Like I don't know. What does this constructor take? He takes a configuration. I see. So we create a BERT config. So we say like import transformers and like from transport. More like from transformers. Import BERT model and BERT config. And then here we say BERT config is a BERT config. And then I guess maybe this is where the name goes. I want like from pre-trained. From pre-trained. Aha, check out the from pre-trained method. I would love to check out the from pre-trained method. BERT for pre-training. Oh. Okay. BERT for pre-training. Sure, fuck it. Hit me with one of these. Dog. BERT for pre-training. What the fuck is this thing? What are you? What are you, dog? BERT for pre-training is not defined. Did you mean BERT for pre-training? Fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, he's downloading 440 megabytes of weights. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. Oh, also, by the way, somebody in Discord was telling us that we should be using, like a more up-to-date BERT. Holy shit, am I dropping frames? Oh, is this effing out the fucking wazoo? Because I guess I'm cranking all of my internet. I'm using all my internet downloading the thing. I guess I'm using all my internet downloading the model. LOL. Are we back? Surely I stopped dropping frames now. Surely I stopped dropping frames now. Okay, so this thing looks like he is just an NN module, which is great. Great for me. So we should be able to just like take some text and shove it through this thing and get like embeddings on the other side, I think. Right? So they're talking about using like a tokenizer for this thing as well. So we're like, hit me with this bad boy. And then I guess we run like tokenizer on our text. Like inputs is going to be tokenizer on hello chat. This is your favorite banana style AI. And then we probably run BERT on inputs, would be my guess. And then can we print like outputs shape? Like just what is this thing? You know what I mean? You know, I just want to see like hand wavy. What the fuck am I looking at? He does not like this thing. So presumably that this is not exactly how we feed this. Return tensors equals PyTorch. Oh, he says, oh, I'm sorry. Of course. Why wouldn't I splat the inputs, dumb bitch? Sorry, I'm a little aggressive. Sorry, I'll calm the fuck down. And I think maybe that style return tensors PT is probably important. Right? This is probably saying like, hey, don't give me like an array, or like don't give me like a Python dictionary. Give me like a PyTorch thing. And then output doesn't have shape. What the fuck is outputs then? What are we looking at here? What are we looking at? It looks like we have. What the fuck? Oh, I see. This is like a more complex type. This is a BERT for pre-training output, which has other stuff attached to it. So I want prediction logits shape here or something, right? Yeah, I see. So this thing gives us back a one sample, 12 element, 12 token, 30,000 depth vector would be my guess. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe there's like, yeah, this is like 10 words, but the tokens probably are split a little bit more aggressively. So I think that's fine. It's fine, right? So my guess here is if we want to follow the style of this guy and like hook into their training infrastructure, which I mean I don't really want to, but it's like the easiest thing for me to do, I think, is I take I probably subclass BERT for pre-training, right? And then I run my like parent on my inputs and then classify my outputs on top of that. That would be my guess. Um uh I mean, I see. So this guy's doing a very similar thing, except he's using composition instead of inheritance. So he's inheriting from NN module, but I feel like because of like the inheritance hierarchy of BERT for pre-training, what is this? Print BERT? I feel like it makes more sense to subclass just because like I think that he like the training thing might be expecting like, oh no, hold on, I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. I think that BERT for pre-training is an NN module, and then he's just kind of being printed in like NN module way. I think. Okay, sure. So I assume that we should be able to go like, class my network is an NN module. He is going to say function init, def init, and like whatever the fuck. Let's self BERT is BERT model from pre-trained. I think we're gonna do BERT for pre-training from here. I don't really know what this is for. I guess this is the output. This is the shape of the output layers of this guy. And then we're saying, hey, I want to predict two things with linear layers. And the inputs is this shape and the output is that shape. Great. Beautiful. Okay. So we need num token labels and num medium classes. Cool, that makes sense. And then let's use BERT model name, I guess. Fuck it. But maybe we just global BERT model name is this. Because I think we need this for the tokenizer as well, so it's fine. Okay. Okay. So we just use that everywhere? Okay. So then on the forward pass, we're gonna semi-trust the idiot because I'm not really too concerned. So he's like, yo, I'm gonna take in these inputs. Let's cross-check this with what the like BERT for pre-training thing is saying here. Um, um, yeah, how do we have like a training example? Transformers library training example. Let's do like fine tuning example. Like I just want to know. So he's got like a tokenizer, he's got a data set, he's got a model, and then he is got trainer, where he passes in a model and arguments from this thing. And then we have to make our own data sets. We have the tokenizer comes in here. And then what is data collector? Think I don't really care. Okay. How does he know how long to train? I guess that's somehow defined by the training arguments. Learning rate, logging steps. He probably says like, how long until I give up is probably in here somewhere. Will you be appending your own tokens? What does that mean? I think yes. I think that I am giving it my own text labeled with my own tokens from the like generated, like from this shit that's being generated right now. I think. But maybe I don't understand. Okay. So we run birdie. I assume that this is correct, but like I don't really know. BERT for pre-training example. Surely this exists, right? Surely. BERT for pre-training. This guy's got, here we go. This guy's just got like a fucking example in here, right? Blah, blah, blah. BERT for pre-training includes the BERT model transformer followed by the two pre-training heads. Inputs comprises of the inputs of the BERT model class plus two optional labels. Masked LM labels, masked language modeling labels. The laws on the computer for the labels set in this. I don't know what that means. It says it's optional. So, next sentence label. Next sentence classification loss. I think I don't care about that either. So we probably, we just go null there? Okay. Is there like an example somewhere in here? Samples. No. Examples. This is not what I want. I think we're just going to trust the idiot here, and then if it starts falling over, it'll become pretty apparent. Okay. Loss here. Okay, so we are trying to get labels, which comes from here. Because, right, I guess labels might not be none because we might be doing our forward pass, our like real forward pass, not like training. So if this is not none, then we are looking to have it so that these guys are what we expected from here. Single label multi-class is kind of wrong. I want multi-label multi-class. I think cross entropy loss is good for if you're like one of the many. But I think that I want something that is like any of them could be good. I guess maybe binary cross entropy loss is one way. One of these is not right. These guys surely should not be doing the same thing. Right? Because one of these is for like token prediction, which is like, am I the start of a date, or am I in a date, or am I outside a date? Those should be one of many. And then this one should be many of many. Right? So there's something wrong here, I think. Let's ask the idiot what he thinks, because we trust him more than we should, because we're lost as fuck. And we're just looking for a starting point. Cross entropy. Is this wrong? Is this the right fucking chat? Yeah, it is. Cross entropy loss. Shouldn't one of labels or mediums be using a different loss? Mediums is many of many. Tokens is one of many. Let's just see what he says. Single label token. Mediums, usually multi-level, not single multi-class. So you're saying use binary cross entropy? Which is the opposite of how... Oh, yeah, I guess that is right. So binary cross entropy is like each one of these is going to be pushed to true or false, where this is like we need to pick one of them. Yeah. You're right. So this is BCE with logits. Loss. I believe that this is the correct thing to do here. I believe. And then does this just like fucking work? I think so. Because for training, he's only going to look at loss, and then for inference, it's up to us to choose what we want to do with this shit. And so then the only thing to do here is we need to provide labels and medium labels, which are going to just be fields that are generated by our data loaders, I guess. Right? I think that makes sense. So I would like to see that we should be able to construct one of my network now, and it should produce some garbage, but it should run. You know what I mean? If we don't do any training, but we just like give it some shit, I think. So I think we should be able to say, instead of, we should be able to go like my network using this, and then our num token labels is 3, and our num medium labels is 5, if I remember correctly. I'll have to double check that. And then if we say rip this shit, I think it should still run. But it doesn't, because what the fuck? Something takes 2 positional arguments. BERT is equal to my network. Oh, self here I think has to be pushed. And then we are not passing BERT model name here. That's implicit. Okay. Token type IDs is unexpected on my network forward. So I think that here we just need to match the API of the thing underneath, right? Yeah, I almost just want to run like args quargs. Like how do I pass along the fields that are expected for BERT here? You know what I mean? Because that's what's coming out of the tokenizer. Can we just say inputs like this? Right? Like just run it like inputs. Inputs. Like this, I think that makes sense. So here we just get whatever the fuck the tokenizer outputs. We can attach our label to this thing if we want. We don't have to, and then this should run, I think. Okay, now he's mad because there's no like last hidden state and shit in there. Okay, how are we supposed to pull out the... I mean, do I even care about this? Like, hello? Don't I just want to run my predictor on the outputs? Well, like, what is outputs here? Like, I kind of feel like you just kind of want to do this, right? That's what I would do. But maybe, like, the sizes are unexpected here? So we got... Oh, we want prediction logits here, probably. Oh, prediction logits and seek relationship logits is what he was trying to use here, right? What is pooled? What did he think pooled was? Batch, length, height. Yeah, I mean, one of these should obviously be the same shape. Num token labels, num medium classes. Both of these are taking the hidden size out. Yeah, so I think that's fine. Is hidden sizing what we want? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure here. We can ask it again. What outputs? Why are you using hidden state from BERT? Shouldn't I just pass prediction logits? Oh, I guess maybe the BERT top layer is like predictions for text or something, and we don't actually want that. We want like the one thing behind it. I assume that's what he's gonna say, is that like there's like the actual like useful part of BERT, and then that useful part was trained via doing one last layer of predictions, and we don't actually care about those predictions. We care about the state that was used to make the predictions. You know what I mean? We'll see what he says though. Into my layers? Question mark. Let's just see. Rich contextual features, token logits. These are after the token head and are already label CS scores. You pass them to the head, you're making the medium head depend on the token head's label scores rather than the underlying semantic features. Yeah, okay. So he's saying what I want. That makes sense. That makes sense. So then, how do I get that? Is the question. Print outputs. Like, what is this thing? What is this thing? Because like clearly, what the idiot tried to type is not necessarily the thing that was there. Hidden states none. How do I get the hidden states? Was he trying to do something more intelligent with his passing of arguments? Maybe this is in like some BERT config. I would assume that if you're running for pre-training though, that like you would have all the information you need, right? Can we look at like BERT for pre-training implementation? Like, what the fuck is this thing? What the fuck is this thing? You know what I mean? You know, whereas like BERT for pre, is this, can I click on this and go to like the source code? Yeah, I can. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah, baby. Okay, go. Why GitHub? Thank you. So when he outputs this thing, he runs BERT and then he runs CLS to get prediction scores and these things. These are the things that I don't really care about. I care more about the outputs from the underlying model, I think. Because CLS is probably like classification, right? Which I don't think we care about. So why is hidden states not available for us is the question. Right? Like that thing must only be coming out if something in here goes the way that we want. You know what I mean? What does it say? Labels for computing a math language, modeling loss, indices should be unless blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, I don't think we really want either of those. I don't think. I could be wrong. Yeah, why is my hidden states none? Why is my hidden states none? Maybe because we need to like, maybe this depends on some form of like, we're in training and like maybe the NN modules like know if you're in training or not. You know what I mean? Hidden states. Yeah, something along those lines would be my guess. Oh wait, no, wait, is it just not just like hidden states here? Oh, we saw that there were none, I believe, in the output. Right, we saw in here hidden states none. So like, what the fuck? Can we ask the idiot? When I run the forward pass, I see hidden states output as none. What the fuck? How are you so productive? I think that we're really just like ripping it around, you know? Is hidden states in your call? Hidden states will often be none because you didn't request them. You almost want last hidden state instead. That doesn't exist. But I do think that that's a good point. Hidden states might be like the whole model. Okay, we'll look a little closer. He's kind of saying like you don't need them all, you just need the fucking last layer. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense by some metric. So then, like, does some inputs embeds maybe? No, that's inputs again. Oh, I see. Wait, hold on. Hold. Yeah, I mean, this is weird. This does feel weird. I wonder if I just don't want BERT for pre-training. Right? Like, what the fuck is BERT for pre-training providing me? He's providing me, like, an extra classifier that I'm ignoring the output of. So I think that I'm just getting confused, and I think fuck BERT for pre-training. That's my new thought. Are the hidden stateless in the room? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think fuck BERT for pre-training. I think just fucking give me BERT model, bro. You know? Just give me some BERT model. I don't need some fucking BERT for pre-training. I ain't no bitch. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Class BERT model. Alright. What does this guy... Does this guy give us whatever that, like, last hidden state is? There we go. That's just much better. Okay. Oh, and now I think I'm starting to understand that BERT uses this for classification. That's what he's saying. So that's why he's using it for classification. Sure, fuck it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Okay. That's promising that we see a thing come out of this thing now. That's really good. However, our thing is not prediction logits. This is going to be token logits and medium logits now. Right? These are what we want now instead of whatever the fuck. Oh, it's because it's a dict. Sure. There's probably some way to be more intelligent about this and return some, like, correctly structured output, but for now, let's just make sure that this is behaving the way I expect. Perfect. Perfect. So we have one guy that has batch size 1, 12 tokens. So for each token, we have our 3 probabilities for each of the 3 tags that we have: outside date, beginning of date, or inside date. And then we have another output that is the classification prediction of which one it is. And then all we have to do now is give it the input labels, right? That's all we have to do. You can use Pydantic. I don't know what that means. I'm sure maybe it's useful, but I don't know what it is and I don't want to find out. I'm being a stubborn piece of shit. Okay. So somewhere in this, like, fucking idiot output, he told us how to make a fucking dataset. NER dataset is a subset of dataset. Okay. Which is, obviously, he's going to have typed, like, the complete wrong thing here. But we can use it for inspiration. So what are we doing? Right? We want to take our input JSON blobs that were generated by the LLM, which are still being generated by the LLM. And we want to say for each token in the input, give me a hold. This is wrong. This is wrong. We don't want to classify the entire sentence. We want to classify each token. So we should actually be using the same... We should be using the same inputs for both the token and the medium, I think. I think that I want to classify each token. Maybe that's wrong. But that's how I feel. Because otherwise, this is a classification for the entire input, right? We give him big chunk of input and we get back like one class, that doesn't fucking make sense. That doesn't make any fucking sense at all, right? So I think that the shape of our mediums output should be 1, 12, 5, right? I think that makes sense. Which means fuck pool. Nice. Nice. Okay. Cool. So that means that our data loader says character to labels. I think that makes sense. So for each label, if we are in the range of start to end, which it looks like we kind of have, it looks like this is kind of matching the shape of what we want, builds quick lookup of which span a character is in. So we say for each span, so spans is a thing that's coming in here, where he is getting that from what? List of start end types. This is just completely different than what we want, right? We want to have like our, I guess we're gonna have like an index of text file names, probably, which is what he is kind of defining as self data. In self data, we're gonna have maybe like file name, right? This is gonna be, maybe we can preload the text in there, but I think it's better to do this. Maybe it's better to preload the text just so that we don't have to, like, maybe we can fit all of the training text in RAM. Maybe this like data loader, maybe there's like some sort of intelligent, lazy loading cached thing that maybe this thing can do instead. I'm not really sure. That sounds like something that TorchNN would have. But if it doesn't, maybe we have something like, yeah, let's just assume that there's text in there. Then I think that we're probably gonna have labels. And this labels is going to match whatever shape we're generating in our other thing, right? So like this, right? So we have date start, date end, medium is like what we're looking for, and it's an array of those things. An array of date start, date end, medium. So this is labels is array of date start, date end, mediums. You know, was it like DVD, or was it medium singular? Did we use singular by mistake here? Medium singular, yes, okay. Medium, and this is like DVD, true, Blu-ray. We gotta double check here again. Blu-ray with a dash, VHS streaming theatrical, okay. VHS streaming theatrical. Something that resembles this, right? Why aren't you using Zig? Because I'm doing neural network training, man. You know, sometimes we just gotta bite the bullet. Sometimes we just gotta bite the bullet and do what other people do. I'm like way more interested in just ripping this thing out right now than I am in like writing my own neural network training framework, which we've done in the past. Okay, so we run the tokenizer on the input. We get some encoded data. We then use these offsets. I guess this is going to be like our label input, maybe, just to prevent ourselves from name colliding. Dude, it is so hot under my desk right now because my GPU is just fucking cranking generating these labels, by the way. It's so hot. I'm fucking dripping. Text span. So we're not using spans here. We're using label input. And then hopefully the rest of this is like very close. I think that we are missing, so we have input IDs, which is good, but we also need the like medium IDs, I think was the other thing we had. I think it's labels and medium labels, right? Is what's coming in here. I don't really understand how like the training framework like stitches all this shit together. Like, I'm worried that I've fucked something up here. I probably have. I think that, like, probably we need to, like, take all of the inputs that BERT takes plus the ones that we want and then use those in here somehow. Yeah. If we want to use their trainer, it's probably something like that. But maybe not. This guy returns input IDs, attention mask, labels, and then he probably had on his forward pass those three things. Input IDs, attention mask, labels. Yeah. So then we can't just call BERT the way we've been calling it here, right? We need to actually figure out what the inputs to BERT are that we care about. So can we look back at BERT model? BERT model. What is your forward? Like, this is my problem is I don't know what this is. I guess we know what the tokenizer outputs though, right? We know what this is. Is it just exit, or do we need to do like this? What is dataset? Is dataset transformers or what? Is that dataset from Transformers? Torch. All right. If you say so. Shouldn't you append additional inputs to the tokenizer? Yeah, probably, eventually. Eventually. Where do I log the inputs? Hello? If false. I just want to, like, not do any of this shit right now. So he's just got input IDs and attention mask. That's all he has. So we just add those to our guy. So we have input IDs, attention mask, those come in, and then we attach our labels and medium labels, and then that's it. Then that's it. Shouldn't we attach additional tokens to the tokenizer? I think no. I think the tokenizer, maybe I'm wrong here, but like, doesn't the tokenizer, I guess that's what's happening here actually, is we are running the tokenizer, we give him the input IDs, we give him the attention task, and then our outputs are the last two things here, so labels and medium labels. So labels is the thing that he already has, and then we need medium labels here that says torch, you know, torch tensor labels out, like mediums out, maybe. Something like that. And then now we just need to figure out like what the fuck he's doing. I think this becomes an array of two because we're trying to like group two labels per token now. And then this becomes labels out. No. It's like this. It's like this. We have labels out, mediums out, and then we just kind of use both of them here, I guess. And this like label, and this is labels I medium or something like this, right? Yeah. Maybe 0 and 1. And then we just need to make it so this car to BIO labels thing like outputs two things per thing, not one thing per thing. You know what I mean? So there's gonna be like self to like a medium to ID of something medium. Is M defined here? Where is L defined? right? Like, oh, for L in labels, for M in mediums. Easy. Easy. And then just everywhere he inserts a label, we want like mediums is like none by default, I guess, right? And then we're gonna have none or any of the types defined by our spans or whatever. So our spans is not of this type. It's span like date start, date end. Okay, that's what comes out of here because spans is something else, and then we have mediums. And then I guess this is more like it should be a list. This needs to be like an array of like 5 falses. You know what I mean? By default, not like a none. Is what we kind of want here. We want like which I don't know how to do. I want like something of shape is what? It's like offsets len by 5, I think. Right? One for each class of medium, DVD, VHS, theatrical, etc. So how do I make an array like that? I guess what we'll just do is we'll say mediums is this. You are Zig guy. You only allowed to program Zig. I am programming guy, actually, so it's fine. Yes, I think we say like this mediums maybe is an array, and we say for I guess we have like our key to index mapping like this. DVD, VHS, Blu-ray, theatrical. What was the other one? Streaming? I think. Holy shit, it finished. Streaming, VHS, Blu-ray, DVD, theatrical. Yeah. So for each of these, we check the input SP medium at for medium in this. So for medium, this medium's append that number. I guess it's like if SP medium I guess it's just yeah, append the thing. So this is going to be an array of like trues and falses, and then we say mediums append this mediums. And then that should give us like some array that has like a bunch of trues and falses, which I hope is the input to binary cross entropy loss, I hope. I don't fucking know, man. I don't fucking know. And then all of this stuff is just sure, like whatever the fuck the idiot said seems fine to me. I don't really like this labels thing, but like I guess whatever, we'll make it work. Yeah, we can make it work. We'll make it work. Cool. We're getting close. So then I assume that that's like a data set that'll work. We can maybe, I mean, where does data come from? Right? This is confusing. Like, what the fuck is data? He's just like, yeah, it's a data, bro. It's just some data. But like, what is it? How does he make that thing? I assume that this, well, I guess we make it, right? Like we pass this thing in by, I guess, parsing, like walking the tree of input items, I guess. Like, so we gotta go like for like a what? Do we have pathlib? path of pre-processed, and we say like iterator for p in this, we have some data which is empty, and then we say like for each thing in here, data file is equal to p, right? Is that what we said? We said text. Text is equal to, you know, f read with open f with open p as f this. I guess it's like this data is empty. Empty this. Well, you can come back to like lazy loading later. I'm just trying to get like something that like approximates the right shape. How did your productivity change from switching from Rust to Zig? Do you able to ship faster? This is not a stream about shipping things. Like, this is a stream about like enjoying programming. So it's just like not a metric that I even think about, to be honest. I don't know. It's impossible to measure. So yeah, I don't know. All right, this gets this appended or something, and then what we need, like if like p suffix is JSON, we tell it to fuck off. We don't want this. Then we try to load the equivalent JSON. So we say like, this goes here. We say like, how do I like join? How do I like attach an extra path? Stir p plus JSON. So this is gonna be like, try to open the labels for this thing. With open this as f. Label f. This is like label data. Label, I guess, is just equal to label f read. Probably want to like JSON parse this thing. Something like this, right? Then this data label is equal to label. Oopsies. And then if we don't get if this fails, I think that means that it doesn't exist, and we just continue. It means that like we didn't get that one correctly. Something like that. That feels like about right. Print data 0. Let's just see if like the shape of that thing matches what I expect. Oops. Train 2. 4 L in labels. Yeah, that's a pretty good point. Yeah, what should this be? Maybe this should be 2 arrays. What did we expect this to be? Mediums out, labels out. For each thing in labels is what we were expecting. So I guess it's like for LM in zip labels mediums, I guess. And it's we're returning this medium, but are like, do we, I think we're just good. Like I think we're just good like this. I think it's like something like that. Labels is torch tensor. Forgot a comma. Yeah, I sure did, bitch. This data label 177 was never closed. Okay, well, you don't have to fucking do me like that. Data 0, list index out of range. Right, okay. We should have, okay, what is it then? What is it? Print data 0 for Pre-processed. It seems like it should be fine, unless this is wrong. Print no. This guy. No. Stir p JSON, we'll say. Like, what are we doing wrong here? What are we fucking doing wrong here? Pre-processed Toy Story 67 .json. It's right there. I see it. So why can't he open it? JSON P is this. Like, hello? Why doesn't he like this? What's your fucking problem? What's your fucking problem? It's right there. Okay, well, that's cool. Why doesn't he like it then? Am I stupid? With open? This? Oh, I guess maybe it's opening and not failing, not parsing? Maybe? JSON parse. Python. What's the fucking loads? That's why. Is that better? Much better. Much better. Okay, so are we happier now? I think so. We'll see. Can we not fucking spam these prints? And not spam these prints? Thank you. And then why is this printing like a single open brace? Hello? Hello? Print data 0. So here we should be having like data 0 label, right? Like this is a thing that we should have in here. String indices must be integers, not string. Wait, so data it thinks is a string? Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Dude, fucking reusing labels, man. List index out of range again. Fuck! Hold. Oh, he's back to not working. I'm assuming this just never loads now, because I fucked something up. Yeah, alright. What am I doing wrong here now? Like, why is this not JSON loading then? Am I stupid? Like, I don't think that we're making past this, so what am I doing wrong? Oh, that's taking longer. That's a good sign. But it still thinks data... What the hell is happening? Nothing's ever printing. Why not? Am I crazy? Let's, do this for a second. Let's do this for a second. Okay, fuck me, I guess. There we go. Now, occasionally some fail, but we should say file not found error. Maybe, like, try this. except file not found error. Continue. That's maybe a little bit more reasonable. Perfect. And now we have data that comes in. Here is our first thing. Data start, data end. Perfect. We print out. Hold. Oh, fuck. What did I just do? 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 Okay. Date start, date end, medium. Date start, date end, medium. Oh, and that's printing this. And then we should be able to print data now. And okay, so now we should be able to feed this into our NER data set, right? Yeah. Something's wrong here, by the way. This is not right. Because this is supposed to be per token. So I think it's actually more like span ranges. Should be mediums here. That makes more sense. And then down here, we should be appending mediums somehow. So he's going token by token. Here, can we just like directly assign the labels here? If matching is none, he gets labels I is 0. Can we just do that instead? Or yeah, can we do that and then just get 1, 2? Like I think that we can kind of just do it like this and then do LM like this. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. I think that makes more sense. And then here we want to do mediums I is equal to something. Okay. And this is going to be SETM, M here, M here. Okay, what is matching here? I don't know. I think that we just say mediums. I think we just assign this here unconditionally. Maybe. And then that kind of feels probably right. Each token will get a medium list assigned to him, I hope. Which sounds expensive, actually, but like maybe it's fine. Okay, so now we should. I'm hoping that if we like create this data set. So fuck label to ID, that thing's dead. And I think we're like dataset is a NER dataset with data and tokenizer, was it? Token and tokenizer. And can I call like dataset I like 0? Can we just say print this? What does this? Does this work? Does it work? Print dataset 0. He's like X labels doesn't exist at 109. Okay, so what do we call it? We said labels. We'll put a plural on there. He's like, yo, T doesn't exist at 76. That's true. I guess fuck T. Because that was before the tag, and we don't need that? What is matching for? Fuck it, I don't know. Oh, hold on. Then I think here we say this needs to be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 for, or false, 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 false. And then here, I think it's mediums at I, we match something is equal to M. I think that's kind of more what we're looking for. Just a guess. Mediums I is out of range, which is annoying because labels I is in range. So maybe it's like this. Maybe it's like this. Okay, that's good. And then tuple object cannot be interpreted as an integer for labels. Okay. So how have we fucked this up now? We're probably doing something stupid here. 0, false, 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 false. So labels I 0 should just be 0, right? Yeah, so what's wrong with labels? Like, labels out should be an array of numbers, which it looks like it is. Oh, somewhere in here we ended up with a 1 comma in there, which is bad. Which is bad. How the fuck did we manage that? Because I put a comma here by mistake. Okay, that is better. Now our medium labels is like list cannot be interpreted as integer. So our torch tensor here, this needs to be of like, we need to like specifically make this of a shape, right? I think like torch tensor from 2D array. How do I make one of these? Yeah, it should be able to do that. Can I print mediums? Like, what am I doing wrong then? Because this should be an array of 5 bools, like an array of 5 bools. Right? That seems correct to me, right? Oh, sometimes he's got negative 100 in there, which is bad. And that negative 100 on this should be false, 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 false. This is an insane mechanism, by the way. I think that this is like kind of crazy. Oh, there we go, though. That's looking good. And then this should be of type torch bool instead of long, I think. Beautiful. Here we go. Let's double check the shapes now of this thing. Dataset 0 mediums shape, right? Should be like this. Mediums. Is there some sort of tri-state don't care for the mediums result when outside of the date span? Otherwise, isn't the data also implicitly doing the work of the BI? I think that's okay, though. I think. I could be wrong there. My understanding is that, like, the doubling up actually kind of makes it so that the weights kind of, like, reinforce themselves. But I think you are right to call that out. I just think it's fine. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about it. But I think you're right that it is implicitly doing the same thing. So this is 256 tokens of 5 booleans, which I think is correct. I think that sounds about right. Sounds about right to me. I think our max len of 256 is too short. I don't know if that's like a limit of the underlying BERT model though, so we're gonna leave that there. But we need to find a way to increase that. Okay, so then we should have medium labels. We need to make sure that our forward pass is catching all of the right names here. So forward is medium labels and labels. So that sounds good. So can we just try, before we try to go through a training loop, if I say run BERT with dataset 0 labels here and dataset 0 medium labels here, and I guess like the other 2 fields here are Oh, sorry, that should be on the inputs here. And then on this, we should be like dataset 0. I guess it should be just a splat of dataset 0. This is kind of what we're hoping works. Print. Okay. So we're missing a batch, maybe? We're missing a batch size? Input batch size. Where's that 12 coming from? I think that's the size, that's like the tokenized data, right? So have we somehow managed to fuck that up? How have we managed to fuck that up? Print dataset 0. Inputs, was it? Input IDs? Like, is this not matching up? Okay, fuck me? Yeah, the shape of our other thing is, like, really fucked. Something's wrong. However, I don't know why, because I would think... Yeah, I'm missing something here, because I would think that, like, the input IDs and the labels should have, like, the same final length. So the fact that it doesn't is a problem. You know what I mean? There's something wrong here, where the shapes should match up. Oh no, the inputs are 256. We have 256 inputs for dataset 0. And we have 256 labels for dataset 0. That seems correct to me. Then what the fuck is the problem? Where is he getting mad then? It's when I try to run this, obviously. But why? He's like, yo, dog. In cross entropy loss... What is even the error? Expected input batch size 12 to match target batch size 256. Like, I don't know where that 12 is coming from. But it could also be that, like, the format... I remember, like, batches run differently during training and inference. So maybe there's, like, some, like, data loader shit going on here where, like, I need to run it through the training section. Or it could be that, like, this cross-entropy logits thing, like, when I'm doing the loss, I might be passing in bad dimensions here. Yeah, can we print token logits shape here? Like, maybe that's my problem here? Am I stupid? Why is that not running? Am I crazy? Because we're making it down here, then this should be printing. Oh, here. 1 by 12 by 3. So it thinks that there's only 12 tokens, which is confusing. Am I just not passing the inputs correctly? Yeah, I think I am. I think I'm supposed to be doing this. I think I accidentally had, like, maybe some extra inputs that were propagating where they weren't supposed to. Banana. Banana. Where is that like BERT model definition? Where is BERT model? BERT model? BERT model? BERT model? Oh, is it a tension mask? Yeah, it should be. Well, then what's he fucking bitch? What's you bitching about? What's this guy complaining about? He must be like, I don't have enough stuff, right? In forward, input shape, batch size sequence length. So our input shape is wrong, maybe, somehow? Is he expecting something else? Yeah, he might be expecting a thing that's been batched already, which is not happening. Maybe because we're not running the tokenizer in like the right mode? Maybe when you run it I think it's something to do with like when you're running in training, you run like this thing in batches, and when you run in inference, you run one at a time. And I bet you it's like some bullshit where the trainer automatically handles that for you. Well, when I was running the tokenizer manually, though, it was fine, no? When I ran this before... Oh, because I had return tensors equals PT, which I don't have here. So yeah, I bet you it's like the format is different in training and not training. Let's try running it through the trainer and just fucking see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's just run it through the trainer and see what happens. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Where is the example of how to use this fucking trainer thing? Just kind of... trainer. So our model, this is our model here. We're not running it manually anymore. We're letting it run through the trainer with our dataset. We are going to just not have an eval dataset, I think. These args can just be whatever the fuck he said. I think that's fine. And I just want to see what happens if we try to run this. I just want to see, like, does it even run? You know what I mean? Does it even run? Training army is not fine. Fuck you. Fuck you. I hate you. I hate you. Die. Training arguments. All right, surely this is the run. Surely. Evaluation strategy. Fuck you. Can I just like if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it, you know? Can I get this to run earlier before all of the dataset loading for earlier failure? That would be great. Thank you. That would be great. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, promising. Promising. Oh, trainer with PyTorch requires accelerator. Please okay. Well, we are missing some stuff. Nix OS package search. Please God have it. We need transform pip transformers torch. Bad news bears torch. Or Python 3 packages accelerate, maybe? Oh my god. Python 3 packages transformers. Hello? Transformers. Robots in disguise. Does this thing output like something that resembles Transformers PyTorch? Fuck my life. Fuck my life. Transformers, Torch, NixOS. Fuck. fuck. I don't really want to figure this out. There is an accelerator in there. Yeah, I saw that. But then, like, why is it mad? You know what I mean? Well, what happens if I just type this? What happens if I just type this and run it again? I guess maybe we fucking ball. Train data says not defined. Train 2, baby. So what do we call it? We just call it dataset. Fuck it. I just want to see some evidence of a thing happening. Oh. Okay. That's good. Also good. Nothing's crashed yet? I assume that we're doing something fucking stupid here. Right? Like he's saying, hey, you're probably like on the fucking wrong GPU, you fucking dumb piece of shit. No, that looks about right. We are cranking our actual GPU. Is stream dying? Stream's working, right? Because I think that if I'm ripping my graphics pipeline at 100%, then like there's a good chance that like my desktop environment and stream stops working. But it looks okay. Please someone say something. Did the other job finish? Yeah, the other job did finish. I did check that. But he is still running the LLM, which is not ideal. Something, thank you. I guess ideally we would run something that can run one iteration backwards. Like, why is like, what is happening right now? You know what I mean? He's running Epoch. Can I just like print every iteration though, just so that like I get like a feel for like if we're getting through multiple calls? You know what I mean? I just want to know like, is this working? Oh, we already were. Print forward pass. So we don't even know if we're getting past one. Can we like limit the batch size of this thing? Like in our train config? Batch size 1. Like, please. We are too cheap. Give me, okay, there we go. That's 2 forward passes. Is he running on both GPUs? Oh my god, hold on. I think that's what he's talking about here. Yeah, I want to exclude GPU 1. That is definitely true. CUDA visible devices, only give me 1, please. There we go. And now he has gotten farther and he's bitching, which makes sense. What is he mad about? Looks like our bool tensors are the wrong shape or the wrong type. Wait, am I crazy? Oh yeah, I think that's right. So maybe this is wrong. BCE. With logits loss. Like, what am I supposed to pass into this guy? I assume that this is a bunch of trues falses. All right, maybe we just use long here instead of bool. And it's just like ones or zeros, maybe. CUDA, but you don't have NVIDIA. Yeah, but we pretend. He's lying. He's lying. It's okay. It's a little trick. Little gotcha. Gotcha, bitch. What's he mad about now? Float can't be cast to the desired output type long. Maybe it's float. We're just really just like ripping it and seeing what happens. Oh, we're training, baby. We're freaking training. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, baby. Is the loss going down? Okay, can we stop printing forward pass now? Now that I believe it? Is the loss going down? That's the next question. 0.3? 0.09? 0.04? We're fucking training, baby! We're fucking training! Let's fucking go! We're doing neural networks, baby! Okay. So, I mean, obviously, like, there's a lot of more to do here, right? Like, we need way more data. We need to, like, make it so that the data is, like, lazily loaded instead of, like, all cached in memory at once. We need to, like, up the batch sizes, all of that stuff. But I think that we've at least got a successful shape of training, right? The fact that we are not crashing is, like, a really good sign. It means that, like, he's done something. We need to, like, save the model, be able to reload it for evaluation and stuff like that. But I think that this is a good place to call it. We're, like, way over time, right? We're, like, 3.5 hours already. But I think that this was a successful stream, right? Like, what did we do? We figured out what the fuck a BERT is, right? Or, like, maybe we kind of, like, figured out at least the shape of the inputs and outputs of a BERT. We figured out how to train one. We like, extracted labels for that training from our pre-processed Wikipedia text. It looks like we have started to train something that at least decreases loss. So, which is likely means that we have set things up semi-correctly, right? Like, we're pretty far off. We've gotten a lot of, like, just fucking throw some shit at the wall randomly. But I am curious to see where this goes. I think that is a success for today. Obviously, we are not going to see the results because I think that's going to just take time to, like, do training and stuff, but we can call it there. Cool. I will report back. There will be a YouTube video at some point that says maybe, like, a summary of what we did here and how this went. But I guess this probably goes to YouTube as well. I think this was interesting. So, yeah, fuck it. YouTube. Peace. Twitch just wants someone to raid.